Apology for the small technical difficulty. Thank you.
An insurance adjuster for Pink Lake Insurance. She's just gotten a case that was flagged as a large damage claim. She aims to close cases as quickly as possible and ensure a successful outcome for the claimant and her employer. She clicks on the task and is presented with the claim file. She needs to come up to speed quickly, and she uses OpenText Content Aviator to summarize the case. She immediately sees the claim is for a shipment of medical supplies that was damaged because the temperature of the shipment exceeded the recommended maximum temperature. They're claiming $50,000 in damages, and this is why the claim came in as a special large damage claim. She continues to come up to speed, and she asks Content Aviator what is needed to close the case. She's then presented with details that are required. It's time for her to get to work. In the past, Kate would try to weed through thousands of files and documents and painstakingly search for information and details to help her close the case. But now she can use Content Aviator at the workspace level to help with this task. So why not just get right to the point, ask for good examples of closed cases, and see what happens? Now, this is where the OpenText way comes into play. The responses are only curated from the content she has access to. The large language model is used to generate the responses, but we never use the data to train the model, and we also respect content permissions. It seems like Kate has a couple of options for cases to look at. Since her claim is substantial, she asks if any are over $50,000. There was one, and she asked for the number of that case. This demonstrates conversational memory. Content Aviator knows what case she's talking about. Let's ask about the adjuster for that case. We get the adjuster's name. But what about her contact details? This is fantastic. Now, Kate's next step is to contact Crystal to ask for help in closing the case. Kate can even ask Content Aviator to draft this email for her. It seamlessly pulls in details from the case into the note. Since Pink Lake Insurance is a bilingual company, she's going to ask for the email to be written in Spanish too, so she can simply copy and paste it into her messaging system of choice. That was extremely easy. In less than 5 minutes, Kate has received and understood the claim and found the best help from a similar claim. That's a win. Now, let's give a big thanks to Content Aviator. And Kate can also check out the claim that Crystal worked on. We just saw how incorporating generative AI with Content Aviator and an OpenText content platform boosts the efficiency and productivity of knowledge workers through conversational search and summarization at the document and business workspace level. Content Aviator enhances the employee experience by reducing clicks and providing the best context to answer questions, while at the same time ensuring an organization's data remains secure.
Excellent, thank you. Now, what you just saw, usually in a normal an analyst sifting through folders and looking at content would have taken you hours to identify claim, attach it to case number, identify the contents of similar cases, and those case numbers, identify the individual claim adjusters that worked on these. You saw it in less than 3 minutes. And that's really the objective of our pivot, is to add value to every one of our platforms. But we are also committed to be a trusted partner as we develop AI. And we have participated, I could tell you last month, OpenText being the largest Canadian software company, we got invited to join Minister Philippe Champagne, the Minister of Technology in Canada, to write and sign the AI Code of Conduct document that the Canadian government have put together. We are committed to transparency in everything we do in AI. We are committed that our AI will be ethical as we attach it to every one of our platforms. Your data is your data, is not our product. So we are committed to our customers to give them a secure private cloud environment with all the proper secure VPN tunnels for them to bring their data in our system and take it out of our system as they experiment with our Aviator. We're committed to respecting the intellectual property, images, likeness, and other. We are committed to research and research hard to ensure that our results are accurate, to eliminate any hallucination in large language model as sometimes you see in the public cloud. We are committed to leveraging AI to the common good, to make sure AI is allowing us to reskill our engineers to be doing more creative things, to reskill our support analysts to be doing more creative things where we could serve our customers with value in our Aviator on top of our platform and allow you to push that value back to the customers that you serve. If we could go to the next slide, please. I'm going to hand off to Saurabh to speak a little bit, and then I'd like to add a little bit about how important India and our India development centers are to me and to the company.
Thanks so much, Muhi, for talking about the AI pivot as well as the Aviator and the solutions that we have. We can come back to this slide because this talks about your investment in India and the fact that we made India as the innovation hub. And in fact, next week we're having the Innovation Day in a Bangalore center as well. While we talked about research and development and engineering and other stuff, if Saloni can go to the next slide, I will talk about how we're engaging with customers in India. With this broad portfolio of solutions, clearly we have this great opportunity to engage with customers, and we've been engaging with customers in India with these solutions for the past 2 decades and above. And it's not restricted to a specific segment. We've had the good fortune of engaging with customers across the enterprise, which consists of banking and financial institutions, consists of manufacturing institutions, telecom, ITES, pharma, etc. We've also had now the privilege to connect with mid-market organizations, whether it's in banking and in other ecosystem. And our biggest growing segment in the last, I would say, 10 years or so has been the government and public sector. With the focus of the government of India around Digital India, you've seen a lot of progress that we have in our traction with the government entities and the various projects. And we've been fortunate again to be able to engage and provide solutions around these areas with our customers in India. Now, if you look at it, the common theme that we see across each of the customers in India is the inevitable sprawl across data and application, right? Across the system of records, across the system of engagement, and the system of insight. And where we are uniquely positioned as OpenText is that we are the unique platform of platforms that is able to help customers build, automate, connect, as well as secure, predict, and act in their ecosystems with these solutions that you see. Customers have the options to pick 1 or 2 solutions that are relevant to their use case for them, or pick the entire solution. All of it can come from one vendor, which is OpenText. What is also important for us is that we help customers, as I mentioned earlier, integrate their systems. We help them accelerate their automation as well as connectivity. It also gives them the foresight with analytics and AI that Muhi talked about. I would want to take this opportunity to talk about one specific project that the government of India did, and where we had the opportunity to partner with most of the master system integrators and provide a lot of what you see on the screen to customers is around the India Smart City mission. And we started with one solution almost 7, 8 years back, and all of you are aware that the government of India launched almost 100 smart cities. Many of them are already into production, many of them in the process of execution, and we've had the good fortune of having one or multiple OpenText solutions across almost 2/3 of those smart cities. And there are smart cities where we have 5 or 6 of these solutions represented. That's the strength and the power of portfolio of the OpenText solution. If you go to the next slide, I will take a brief moment to talk about 2 use cases, only to the next slide. The first use case is a very important subject today in the Indian context, and it's a boardroom discussion. That's cybersecurity. And Movie talked about the levels, the 3 levels, how we actually engage with customers from the individual consumer right up to the enterprise and cybersecurity. And you would agree that because of the digital sprawl across data, applications, devices, as well as identities, most of the organizations are now exposing a much larger attack interface, vulnerable to the external parties. That's a cause of concern. Today, after the pandemic in India, we've seen how the digital transformation has increased, and every company is now transformed, more or less transforming to a software company. And what the CFO is asking their tech people is that, is your software secure? That's very important. At the same time, Moody talked about identities and the fact that we have to comply and follow regulations. These are some of the customer problems that we solve. And if you look at this solution on the right side, and Muhi covered it, but cybersecurity with security operations, we have the whole comprehensive suite with NetIQ Identity and Access Management, Endpoint Management, SIEM with ArcSight. These are leading solutions in the country. Application security with Fortify, both with static, dynamic, and open source, and data security with Voltage. And we talked about tokenization and encryption. And the most important today that we're seeing is the proactive threat intelligence detection as well as response. That's very key. Now, if you look at it, we have a cross-section of customers across segments in India who are deploying our solutions. It can be a large government ministry with presence across the country, critical installations across the country that is using our SIEM solution and our identity and access management solution to ensure that they are creating a very secure cybersecurity framework. It can be a bank with a large financial institution with banking, with insurance, with credit cards, with different operations that is utilizing a combination of SIEM using Fortify in the SecDevOps ecosystem, looking at data security and also deploying threat detection and response. So we have customers across board, and cybersecurity for us is extremely strong focus area for us in the country. The next use case on the next slide will be around digital value streams. And so if you can move to the next slide, this again is a key area of concern to many of our customers across segments. The biggest question, as I mentioned earlier as well, is that the CIO organization is facing the question from the CFO on something called the technical debt. While they have invested in various technologies around for digital transformation, the CFO is asking, are you getting the ROI from it or not? The CFO is asking whether the software that you're launching is of highest quality, and are you able to also release upgrades of highest quality with speed. At the same time, we're also talking about the experience that their internal customers and their external customers are getting. These are the customer problems that we see customers in India facing. And as you can see on the right side, the rich and diverse solutions that we have from OpenText are able to address these concerns from experience, from the complete DevOps solutions, from our application delivery management with value stream management. Mohit talked about content around document management and the various other aspects of it. And from an infrastructure standpoint, how can we actually protect and make a hybrid IT management much more secure as well as much more predictable through our IT operations management suite. Again, We've got customers across a broad spectrum of segments who are using these solutions. I will again want to go back to a large financial institution that's actually using each one of these solutions on a various arms to leverage and to ensure that they're able to deliver the digital value streams to their internal organization. And this is extremely critical for us. I will also want to give an example of a large conglomerate, for instance, in India, a large conglomerate with diverse businesses ranging from FMCG to agriculture, diverse set of businesses which is there, and they're using our vendor invoice management solution with SAP in partnership with SAP for controlling their shared services environment, as well as it's a diverse business. They're essentially managing all the infrastructure through our IT operations management suite. So as you can see, with this comprehensive solutions that we have from OpenText, we're able to address many use cases that cuts across all segments in the country. And we are fortunate to grow in the country as well as support our customers in these areas. I'll just sum it up by in the next slide, and as our CEO Mark Berenchier says, the internet changed everything a couple of decades ago, but with AI, everything must change, and that's what Muhi talked about, the AI pivot, and we are completely aligned to it, and he talked about the solutions which are there. I want to hand back to Muhi before we go to Q&A, and Saloni, if you can go back to the India slide, and Muhi can talk a few words about his investment in India.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Saurabh. I want to share with you a small journey in memory lane. June 2012, when I joined OpenText, India was under 300 engineers. In fact, to be exact, we were